The Buffalo Bills wrapped up their second training camp practice on Thursday. While one first round draft pick absolutely shined, another former first round draft pick is still waiting for his opportunity. We heard from offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey, running back James Cook, wide receiver Gabe Davis, and tight end Dawson Knox. But while Wednesday's practice was a lot about what was said off the field, Thursday's practice is really all about what happened on the field. Let's get into it now. I am Josh McCarty from Bills Chat. And we are going to start with the Bills' first round pick, tight end Dalton Kincaid. Continues to be a major story in camp. He is looking very smooth in his routes. Josh Allen is throwing him the ball a lot. And he made what many are calling the play of the day when he caught a long touchdown pass over Taylor Rapp. Dalton Kincaid looks to be very involved in the passing game. And while it's notable that the Bills were one of the lowest percentage teams in 12 personnel last year, people on site at training camp have been saying the Bills have been in 12 personnel about half the time through the first 2 days. That is a great sign for the prospects of Dalton Kincaid's usage as we move along. Let's move on to Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis took the podium today. He talked about his role in the offense, some of the criticism he's received from fans and media alike about how he tends to be kind of a one-trick pony, only a downfield threat. A lot of people are calling 2022 a disappointing year for Gabe Davis when we really expected him to vault into that wide receiver 2 role. And while he had some good moments, it was a little bit too up and down for a lot of our tastes. Both Gabe Davis and offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey mentioned that they think there's still a lot of meat on the bone for Davis to get more targets in the intermediate and short area. Davis has been living in the 15-yard plus range, the high ADOT. Those are low probability passes that can affect things like his catch rate. Now, it is worth mentioning that going back even to Gabe Davis's college career, he has not been an overly efficient receiver on those short yardage passes. Joe Marino on Locked On Bills did a great job breaking this down on his podcast on Thursday, that this is now a 5-year sample size dating back to college that proves that Gabe Davis is much more effective on those deep passes. When you look at his body type, when you look at his route tree, you just do wonder if he has that ability to blossom into an all-around wide receiver. But you can tell the criticism has gotten to Davis. He did make a point to mention that the ankle injury he suffered in week 2 did linger last year. He also brought up the fact that Stefon Diggs said that Gabe Davis would be the number 1 wide receiver if Diggs wasn't here, and that Diggs knows more about wide receivers than all of us. You can tell there is a chip on Gabe Davis's shoulder as he heads into his contract year, and we are all hoping for big things for number 13, and hopefully he can become that weapon that a lot of us thought he was going to be last year. Speaking of Bills weapons, James Cook was a topic of conversation at Ken Dorsey's press conference, and one thing that caught my eye was Ken Dorsey talking about the fact that James Cook has the ability to be a 3-down running back, and that is actually what he views him as. It's important to note that a lot of those snaps went to Devin Singletary last year because of how well Devin Singletary improved in the pass blocking game. And with Singletary gone, Nyheim Hines now out for the year, that 3rd down role really is up for grabs. And people on site were saying that James Cook got a lot of work in the passing game on Thursday. 3 notable position battles at training camp took a turn on Thursday as Osiris Torrence got time with the first team at right guard, where Ryan Bates was in there on Wednesday. Bates and Torrence both mixed in on Thursday with the ones. On Wednesday, it was Dane Jackson exclusively at cornerback 1 opposite Trey White. On Thursday, you did see Christian Benford work in with Dane Jackson. And then we also saw Terrell Bernard work in at middle linebacker 1, rotating in with Tyrell Dodson. One name we haven't heard from yet 2 days into training camp is last year's first-round pick, Kaiir Elam. I would still expect that Elam is going to have something to say about this cornerback position battle, but it is notable that now 2 days into camp, the first-team reps have gone to Dane Jackson and Christian Benford. It's something worth monitoring. It's still only 2 days into camp, not worth panicking over just yet. But it is interesting that Kaiir Elam just really has not quite yet caught up to those two, it seems, in this race. We'll see what happens here on Friday. One guy who can absolutely spark this Bills defense is Jordan Poyer. Now, he played through a laundry list of injuries last year. At one point, he wasn't even cleared to fly and had to rent a car to get to Kansas City to play in that Chiefs game. He had the defensive play of the day with an interception on a route where Josh Allen was throwing down to Trent Sherfield, and Poyer read it perfectly, undercut it, and made a diving play that Ryan Talbot from New York Upstate said was similar to the one that Micah Hyde made on Mac Jones in the playoff game. If Jordan Poyer can get back to that 2021 level of all-pro Poe, this defense has a world of possibilities for how dynamic it can be. So far through 2 days, the Bills have been pretty lucky with injuries. There have not been any reported injuries to come out of these practices. Division rivals for the Bills cannot say the same, as Garrett Wilson went down with a leg injury in Jets practice. No update on that, but it doesn't sound overly serious. Can't say the same for Jalen Ramsey, star cornerback for the Miami Dolphins, was carted off near the end of practice. ESPN is reporting that there is a high likelihood that he is going to require surgery and could be out until December. That is a tough, tough blow for Jalen Ramsey. The Bills are back on the field at 9:45 a.m. on Friday. I will be here with Luca on Friday night with our Bills Chat live show to break it down. We'll talk about everything that's happened through the first 3 days of Bills training camp. We'll answer your questions. We hope you join us. Until next time, I am Josh McCarty. I would love it if you gave us a like and subscribed on YouTube. It helps us out so much as we are trying to make Bills Chat your one-stop shop on YouTube for all Buffalo Bills content. I will see you next time on Quick Chat.